He didn't grow up playing football, he grew up breathing it, and that breath carried the magic of Brazil's streets into the world. Ronaldinho was born in Porto Alegre, in a small neighborhood where joy and struggle lived side by side. He was tiny, quiet, and shy, but the moment he touched a ball, everything about him lit up. His older brother Roberto, a talented player whose career was cut short by injury, became his first hero and biggest guide. Ronaldinho learned football in tight alleyways, dusty grounds, and crowded futsal courts where creativity wasn't taught. It was necessary for survival. Every trick came from improvisation. Every nutmeg came from instinct. The ball became his best friend, his escape, his universe. Long before the world knew his smile, the streets of Brazil had already witnessed the spark of a kid who played football like it was pure joy. He didn't try to impress the world was simply mesmerized by him. As a teenager, Ronaldinho started destroying local teams with moves nobody had names for yet. He dribbled like a dancer, passed like a magician, and smiled like someone who knew a secret the rest of the world didn't. At Grêmio, he began humiliating defenders twice his size, gliding past them with a joy that felt contagious. Reporters said he played street football, but street football had never looked like this. This was beauty with no rules. His performances caught the attention of Europe, and soon PSG brought him in. Suddenly, the Paris streets were watching a Brazilian kid weave through defenders like they were ghosts. Ronaldinho didn't just rise, he floated. He didn't just debut, he awakened. He didn't join Barcelona to play football, he joined to resurrect a sleeping giant. When he arrived in 2003, Barca were broken, lost, and struggling. But Ronaldinho walked in with a smile brighter than the Camp Nou lights. His first goal felt like a prophecy, a long-range rocket that kissed the crossbar and dropped into the net like destiny announcing itself. And from that moment on, Barcelona wasn't a club, it was a festival. Ronaldinho brought magic back to Spain, elasticos, no-look passes, impossible dribbles, and goals that felt like they were painted in the air. Fans didn't just watch him, they worshipped him. Camp Nou wasn't cheering for a player, they were cheering for an era. And with every touch, Ronaldinho rebuilt Barcelona into a global powerhouse. He didn't dominate with speed or power, he dominated with pure joy. Between 2004 and 2006, Ronaldinho was untouchable, a magician at the peak of his powers. He won the Ballon d'Or, the FIFA World Player of the Year, twice, and the respect of every legend alive. But trophies weren't even the biggest part. It was the way he played. People came to stadiums not to see Barcelona win, but to see Ronaldinho smile. He made defenders fall without touching them. He turned serious matches into carnivals. And in 2005, something happened that football had never seen before. The Santiago Bernabéu, Real Madrid's home, stood up and applauded a Barcelona player. Ronaldinho dribbled through their entire defense and scored, and even the rivals had no choice but to honor genius. In that moment, he wasn't a footballer, he was football itself. Some players fear the World Cup. Ronaldinho treated it like a playground. In 2002, alongside Ronaldo and Rivaldo, he formed one of the deadliest attacking trios in history. But Ronaldinho's magic stood out. His free kick against England, the looping, impossible, unpredictable masterpiece, remains one of the most shocking goals in World Cup history. His dribbles humiliated defenders on the world's biggest stage. His flicks made crowds roar. His smile made cameras chase him. Brazil didn't just win the World Cup, they danced their way to it. And Ronaldinho was the rhythm behind the dance. When he touched the ball, defenders panicked and fans leaned forward because they knew something unbelievable could happen at any second. He didn't just play in the World Cup, he created memories that will never die. He didn't retire as just a great player, he retired as the purest soul football ever had. Even after his peak, even after injuries and controversies, Ronaldinho carried the same smile that made the world fall in love with him. He played for AC Milan, Flamengo, Atletico Mineiro, and wherever he went he left joy behind. Kids copied his tricks, grown men cried watching his highlights. He made football feel light, beautiful, and free. His legacy isn't defined by years, it's defined by feelings. Ronaldinho reminded the world that football isn't just about winning, it's about playing with heart, creativity, and happiness. He didn't just inspire a generation, he inspired the world to fall in love with the game again. He didn't grow up with approval, he grew up surrounded by doubt, and that doubt shaped young Frank Lampard into one of football's most determined players. Born into a football family, people assumed his success would come from his surname, and that assumption became a heavy burden on a young kid trying to prove himself. Critics said he wasn't fast enough, strong enough, talented enough. But Lampard didn't argue, he worked. He trained more, studied more, stayed after sessions while others left early. Every insult became motivation. Every doubt became fuel. He wasn't gifted with natural flair, so he built himself with hard work that bordered on obsession. And slowly, the boy they overlooked began sharpening into a player they would never ignore. He didn't dominate because he was the most talented, he dominated because he was the smartest. When he joined West Ham and later Chelsea, Lampard understood something most players never learn: football is a game of decisions, not just dribbling. He studied the field like a chessboard, learning where the ball would fall before it even left his teammate's foot. He perfected late runs into the box, arriving like a ghost defenders couldn't track. He wasn't the flashiest midfielder, but he was the most calculated. Every training session was science. Every lesson from coaches was absorbed like a sponge. Slowly, he crafted a skill set no one could match: stamina like a machine, timing like a surgeon, finishing like a striker. Lampard didn't just improve, he evolved until he became unstoppable. He didn't join Chelsea to play football, he joined to build a dynasty. When Lampard arrived in 2001, Chelsea wasn't the powerhouse the world knows today. But he came with vision, hunger, and leadership that transformed everything. Jose Mourinho called him the perfect professional, and Lampard proved it every week. He created, defended, led, scored, a midfielder doing the job of three players at once. His partnership with Drogba became legendary. His long shots became nightmares for goalkeepers. And his consistency laid the foundation for a Chelsea era built on discipline and ambition. The club's transformation wasn't luck. It was engineered by warriors like Lampard who refused to lose, refused to slow down, refused to settle. Chelsea didn't just become big, Lampard made them big. He didn't score goals like a midfielder, he scored like a world-class striker trapped in the wrong position. Lampard rewrote what a midfielder could be. His timing into the box was perfect, his finishing cold, his long shots deadly, and his penalties ice cold. Match after match, season after season, he delivered numbers people couldn't believe: 20 goals, 25 goals, 30 goals, as a midfielder. He became Chelsea's all-time top scorer, something that may never be repeated. He didn't rely on luck, he relied on calculation. He didn't wait for chances, he created them. Lampard's goals weren't accidents, they were the result of genius meeting discipline. He was the silent assassin, the man who didn't celebrate with ego but with purpose. He didn't just change games, he changed the definition of a midfielder. He didn't lead with noise, he led with consistency, courage, and unshakable mentality. Through managers, ownership changes, dressing room shifts, and European battles, Lampard remained the man who held Chelsea's identity together. In big moments, his voice kept teammates steady. In tough matches, his calmness made others believe. He scored in finals, semi-finals, derbies, and nights where everything was at stake. And when Chelsea lifted the 2012 Champions League, Lampard wasn't just part of history, he was part of the soul that pushed the team through impossible moments. He wasn't the loud captain, he was the steady one, the anchor, the brain, the heartbeat. He carried Chelsea through storms with the same quiet fire he carried as a kid fighting doubt. He didn't retire as just a club hero, he retired as the blueprint for the modern midfielder. Lampard's intelligence, discipline, humility, and leadership created a standard future generations still study. Young players watch his movement to learn positioning. Coaches show his highlights to teach timing. Fans celebrate his loyalty, his work ethic, his unbreakable commitment to the badge. Even after his playing days, he stepped into management, carrying the same brain that made him a legend on the pitch. Frank Lampard didn't rely on gifts from nature, he built greatness with his own hands. He didn't just play for Chelsea, he became Chelsea. And long after the cheers faded, his legacy still stands unshaken. A man who turned doubt into history.